You ever feel like your writing is missing a certain punch? You know, the words are all correct, but they just don't quite land. Well, today, we're going to fix that. We are opening up the writer's toolbox to really master two tools that'll make your writing stronger and way more impactful: the active and the passive voice.
Right? This is the question every single writer asks. You've been there. You write something and it just feels kind of limp, but you can't put your finger on why. It's not about spelling, it's not a grammar mistake, it's about the energy of your sentences. And that energy, it often comes down to a single choice.
And here it is, the big secret. It's not about good sentences versus bad ones. It's about seeing the active and passive voice as two totally different tools. Great writing, really great writing, comes from knowing exactly which one to use and when. Okay, so first up, let's talk about the active voice. Think of this as the hammer in your toolbox. It's your go-to for pretty much most jobs, right? Because it's strong, it's direct, and it gets the point across with zero fuss. It's powerful, it's reliable, and honestly, it's the foundation of clear communication. You know, the beauty of the active voice is just how simple it is. The subject of your sentence, let's call him your main character, is the one actually doing the thing. They're the hero of the sentence, not some bystander. They are performing the action. Take a look at this classic example. It's clean, it's simple, and there is absolutely no question about who's doing what. The cat's in charge, the cat's the one doing the eating, and the fish, well, the fish's lunch. The line from the actor to the action is totally direct and crystal clear. So what's the bottom line here? The active voice gives your writing a really direct, confident tone. It's concise because you don't need a bunch of extra words, which just makes your sentences feel more energetic and alive. It's kind of like looking someone right in the eye and telling them exactly what you mean. All right, now let's pick up a more specialized instrument, the passive voice. A lot of people think it's weaker, but it's not. It's more like a scalpel, incredibly precise and used for very specific operations where you need to shift the focus with surgical accuracy. And this is where things get really interesting. With the passive voice, the subject is no longer the one doing the action. Instead, they're the one receiving it. Something is being done to them. The whole dynamic flips. Let's go back to our cat and fish. In the passive voice, look what happens. The fish was eaten by the cat. The fish is now the subject of the sentence, but it's not doing anything, is it? It's being acted upon. The spotlight has totally shifted from the hunter to the hunted. Seeing these two side by side, man, it just makes the difference so obvious. Active, the boy hit the car. It's direct, it's all about the boy. But now, listen to the passive version. The car was hit by the boy. See that? Suddenly our attention is on the car and what happened to it. Same event, completely different feel. So if the active voice is our default, our hammer, why even bother with the passive? Because sometimes you want to shift that focus. Using the passive voice should always be a deliberate, strategic choice. It's not a mistake, it's a technique. This quote just nails it. It perfectly captures the power of the passive voice. It's a tool for making the event, the what happened, the star of the show, instead of the who did it. So when would you actually use this thing? Well, think about a scientific report. The experiment was conducted. We don't really care who did it, right? The focus is on the process. Or maybe a news headline. A bank was robbed. Well, we don't know who the actor is yet, so the passive voice is really our only choice. And that's exactly why you see the passive voice all over scientific and academic rating. When a scientist rates, the samples were analyzed, they're intentionally taking a step back. They're creating distance to let the data speak for itself. It gives off this sense of objectivity and authority. So, at the end of the day, you've got your hammer and you've got your scalpel. But you got to remember, the tools are only as good as the person using them. You are the craftsperson. The power is in your hands to choose the right tool to build the exact sentence you want. This table is a great little cheat sheet for most of your writing. Seriously, when you want to be clear and direct, stick with the active voice. That's your hammer. But when you need to shift the focus, or emphasize the action, or create a more formal tone, that's when you reach for the scalpel. The passive voice is your friend. You know, the biggest takeaway here is to move beyond just thinking in terms of right and wrong. Instead, think about what's effective. The goal isn't just to follow the rules, it's to use the rules to your advantage, to shape your message and create the exact impact you're going for. So there you have it.
You now have the power to build sentences with real intention. You can be direct and forceful, or you can be subtle and precise. The choice is yours. So what are you waiting for? Go out there and start building something amazing.